Lead right hand by Brook. Spence coming back furiously.
Kell Brook at the time was the IBF Welterweight Champion of the world. Errol Spence goes to his hometown in Sheffield and challenges him for that belt. And a number of people thought Errol Spence, the future of the welterweight division. He showed a lot of toughness in that fight against Kell Brook.
That was a genuine challenge. Kell Brook is an excellent fighter. I mean, with an emphasis on excellent. And even though he was coming in off, a long period off, I think that what Spence showed in that fight was that he is something special, because the first 6 rounds of that fight were very even and very well fought. And here, Brook, as you said, fighting in front of a very enthusiastic home crowd. But Errol Spence showed us he is a deceptively good defensive fighter. And I emphasize that because we know his offense is great, but he is not that easy to hit. He's not that easy to hurt, as Kell Brook found out.
What do you recall from scoring that fight? I remember after the fight, Errol Spence even admitted, hey, maybe the atmosphere kind of got to me early a little bit, but then I had to start picking it up. He really went to the body on Kell Brook, but then obviously he stops him with the eye. What do you recall from scoring that fight?
The body punching was the key. Sometimes when you're scoring a fight, maybe you have it 3-3 after 6 or 4-4 after 8. But one guy is clearly in charge, and in this case, it was because Spence was laying the groundwork with that body punching. You saw Brook now fighting in spurts as opposed to fighting steadily, and Spence took over because of the body punching. So even if it was close, and Al said it, and it's very true, that was a very close fight for most of the fight. You had one guy, you were leaning toward one guy taking control.
Paulie, you know Kell Brook was one of the bigger, stronger welterweights, and he's even had problems even staying at 147. And a lot of people are saying, okay, this is the fight where we're going to see if Errol Spence is really the truth, which is his moniker.
Yeah, it's funny because you wind up fighting for your first world title, and it's a luck shot, because that first world title, you really got to win it in order to cement yourself and to place yourself among boxing's elite. Sometimes you're so talented, but your first world title shot may come against a guy so good, and you get beat, and suddenly there's this stigma about you and about your career and as a fighter that maybe you're not as good as the upper echelon. It's really frustrating as an athlete. So when I saw Errol had to get his first world title shot against Brook, I was like, oh man, I was like, this is like hit or miss. This is a miss, man. I said, I don't know.
Careful what you wish
for. Because Errol, we know, as a fighter, I know Errol is the truth. He's a world-class fighter. But now I'm thinking to myself, is he ready for this kind of fighter? Is he ready for this level of fighter? Because for me, Brook was the best, if not the second best welterweight in the world. He was right there, So I thought Spence did a great job in handling the pressure and then taking it right to a guy who might have been the best welterweight in the world and really cementing himself as a welterweight champion. So I thought Steve made a good point. Sometimes the fight is competitive, but you can see somebody physically is in charge. And I thought, although Brook was doing fine, you could almost feel the hourglass, the sand running out of the hourglass for Kell as the fight was wearing out. He's in the fight, but is he going to be able to continue to stay in the fight, or is he going to run out? While Errol, you could see, was taking the fight to him a lot of times, and so he was looking to be in charge.